10 o'clock starts Thursday and Friday.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, good to go.
All right.
thoughts? Nothing to really say. You're back.
Illinois is
They are really
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Coming to you live from John Stella Field at Brown Park in Omaha, Nebraska. We bring you a interweek non-conference battle on the baseball diamond between the visiting Morningside University Mustangs out of Sioux City, Iowa, and the home team, your Bellevue University Bruins. These two teams have a long history on the baseball diamond. Always try to get a game or two in non-conference action midweek in between the conference play on the weekend. The Morningside Mustangs, members of the Great Plains Athletic Conference. 11 teams compete in baseball in the GPAC. The Bellevue Bruins, members of the North Star Athletic Association, where 7 schools compete. Mick Krupski here back behind the microphone, joined today by Chris Williamson. Chris, a former Bellevue player, and alongside me to do the color commentary for today's game. Chris, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me back. It's good to be back.
What do you know of this Bellevue squad thus far in the 2024 season? What are their strengths and things that you like to talk about for them?
This team's very deep, in my opinion. This is probably one of the deepest teams Bellevue's had in a very long time. Their expectations are very high for this year. 15-9 record. That doesn't kind of dictate how good they've played, because they have played probably one of the toughest non-conference schedules that they ever have. I think they've only played 2 teams that aren't receiving any votes. They played Southeastern, ranked number 1. They played Weber, who's now ranked 4th. They lost to LC State earlier in the year. They got walked off by LC State earlier in the year. They're top 5. So the non-conference, this is the toughest that they started the season out in a very, very, very long time, if not ever.
The old "what kills you doesn't make you stronger" sort of philosophy here. A little Nietzsche on the baseball diamond for us on this 2024 season. Today's opponent, the Morningside Mustangs out of Sioux City, Iowa. The Mustangs are 15-8 overall, 2-2 in the the Great Plains Athletic Conference. The Bellevue Bruins, a very similar record overall, 15-9, but 4-0 in the North Star with their 4-game sweep over Valley City State last Friday and Saturday. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. As we look down on the field, we see the 2 head coaches, Dwayne Monlix for the Bellevue University Bruins, talking with Adam Boovey in his 7th year leading the Morningside program, along with Braxton Arndt, who'll be calling on the bases today, and Jeff Kopecky, who'll be behind the plate. Leading off for the Mustangs and playing first base, number 8, Aiden Bishop. Batting second and playing left field, number 10, Cade Nolan. Batting third and playing third base, number 6, Eddie Brancato. The cleanup hitter for the Mustangs, number 12, Jason Willers. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 17, Ryan Kilbasa. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 3, Giacomo Crosetti. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 5, Luke Blackman. Batting eighth and playing center field, number 2, Brian Garcia. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 15, Jacob Odell. On the mound this afternoon for the Mustangs, number 13, Mason Heimer. Heimer with an 0-2 record, but a very good 3.14 earned run average. Again, the lineup for Morningside will be Bishop, Nolan, Brancato, Willers, Kilbasa, Crosetti, Blackman, Garcia, and Odell. Here now the starting lineup for the home team, the Bellevue University Bruins. Leading off and playing center field, number 21, Jake Lacey. Batting second, the catcher, number 10, Logan Grant. The 3-hole hitter for the Bruins is the first baseman, number 16, Alec Ackerman. The cleanup hitter, the left fielder, number 36, Steven Elsner. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 24, Brendan Luther. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 31, Nick Grade. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 7, C.J. Townsend. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 17, Anthony Lind. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 2, Tyler Monroe. On the mound for the Bruins, In today's action, number 5, Parker McMahon. McMahon, a 1-win, 1-loss record, a 4.91 earned run average on the season. The Bruins, again, 15-9 overall, 4-0 in the North Star Athletic Association. Bruins 9-2 in the month of March. As Chris said, a very tough opening schedule. A buzzsaw was the word that Dwayne Monlick used when I was talking with him this past weekend about the start of the season.
Yeah, they started the season 4-6. It's not the start that they were expecting, to be honest with you. But when they go down to Arizona and play at a crazy to start the week or to start the season off, they play a crazy. I think it was a 4-game stretch.
Yes.
Where they went 1-3. Again, they got walked off by LC State. They lost a tough game to Vanguard. So they easily could have went 3-1 in that weekend, but they ended up going 1-3.
Number 5,
it's this team. It's good to get them going. Building their confidence. Not gonna lie, there's right before we went and played Briarcliff earlier in the year, right before Florida. The hitters just didn't have a lot of confidence. They just looked like they were beat down, and their confidence was a little shaky at practice. So I brought I'll be honest, I brought all the hitters together, and I just reiterated, like, you guys are good. You guys are really good. We're here for a reason. You guys are here for a reason. Have that confidence. Have it. They didn't have that swagger that I was seeing, in the fall or anything like that. And it was kind of just went away, and it was almost like they needed reminded of that they're really good baseball players. And then they went out and they took 2 out of 3 from Briarcliff and went on that road down in Florida. So I'm not saying I had anything to do with that, but it seems like they're starting to find their stride offensively. I know Coach Monlex has messed around with the lineup, trying to figure out who can hit where, what's going to give him the most production, the most ways to score runs. And it kind of looks like he's kind of figured that out.
The offense in full gear this past weekend. 46 runs scored in the 4-game sweep of Valley City State. On the season, combining all of the Bruins game, Bellevue is averaging 7.4 runs per game.
Hitter number 2, Tyler Monroe.
6.0 runs per game is what the Mustangs of Morningside are averaging on the year. So let's see if the Bruins bat continues to be hot. One of the things about this past weekend, the Bruins had the long ball bats going on. They had at least 2 home runs in each of the 4 games. In one game, they had 3. And they also executed very well in the bunting game and in the hit and run game. Time now to stand for our national anthem. Our national anthem is in the book. That means we're just moments away from the first pitch of today's game between the Bellevue Bruins and the Morningside Mustangs. Again, the Mustangs at 15-8, the Bruins at 15-9 overall in this non-conference battle between the Great Plains Athletic Conference Mustangs and the North Star Athletic Association Bruins. Jeff Kopecki will be the umpire behind home plate today. Braxton Arndt out on the bases. The Bruins take the field. Bellevue wearing the white pants with gold tops with purple and white trim. On the mound for the Bruins today is Parker McMahon. McMahon 1-1 on the season, a 4.91 earned run average for McMahon. Let's set the defense for the Bruins. Across the infield, Alec Ackerman is at first base. C.J. Townsend is at second. The shortstop is Brendan Luther, and the third baseman is Nick Grade. Across the outfield, Steven Elsner is in left field. Center fielder is Jake Lacey, and Anthony Lynn is in right. Behind the plate is Logan Grant. Parker McMahon towing the rubber out on the field. Tell us a little bit about Parker.
Well, he's a four-pitch guy. He's got fastball, slider, changeup, breaking ball. So he's a returning guy. He's going to throw a lot of innings. He threw a lot of innings last year out of the bullpen. He's going to throw a lot of innings this year out of the bullpen again. He's getting that midweek kind of staff game start here tonight or here today. He's a big arm for Bellevue. He's going to be relied on a lot. I think he was in that game against LC State at the end and ended up giving up that hit to lose, but he's pitched pretty well for Bellevue this year.
His 8th appearance on the year with that 1-1 record. 11 innings under his belt. He's allowed 13 hits, has struck out 9, and walked 7. Again, a 4.91 earned run average. Strikes out 7.5 batters per 9 innings. He won't go 9 innings today. This will be a staff game for the midweek contest, but let's see if he gets the Bruins off to a good start with his arm. The first man he will face is first baseman Aiden Bishop. Bishop hitting .257 on the season. Righty-righty matchup, and here we go. First pitch of this afternoon's contest. Shows bunt, pulls it back, pitch in the strike zone. Good start for Parker McMahon.
First pitch breaking ball, so that kind of tells me that they don't want these hitters to get extended.
Parker working from the windup. Fastball fouled out of play over the top of the Bellevue bench. 0-1 the count. McMahon, a 6'3" junior out of Bozeman, Montana, part of that Treasure State crew on the Bellevue roster. As a team, the Mustangs hitting .305 on the season. That pitch down low, 1-2. Mustangs 2-2 in Great Plains Athletic Conference. They started last week. They beat Midland in a doubleheader, and they lost to Dakota Wesleyan. Chop foul. Count remains at 1-2. Pretty nice day for the middle of March in Nebraska. 59 degrees our temperature at game time. Wind out of the north-northwest. Just under 10 miles per hour. We may see a few gusts as the game goes along, but right now, a very comfortable sunny afternoon at Brown Park. Miss inside, 2-2.
That's actually a very good spot. He went back-to-back breaking balls on the outside corner and tried to come back hard in on his hands, just missed off the inside of the plate.
McMahon looks in, gets the signal from Logan Grant, his catcher. Hit in the air to right center field. Couple of outfielders giving chase. It's Anthony Lind. Goes to one knee to make the sliding catch for the first out of the game. A lot of distance covered there by Anthony from his spot in straightaway right field.
Yeah, anything to right center to right field, it's going to get it's going to go further than you think. The wind's blowing. Looks like going from left to right. So anything that's going that way is going to stay in the air a little bit longer.
Next up for the Mustangs, the left fielder, Cade Nolan. First pitch fastball swung on. Two-hopper to C.J. Townsend at second base. Fields it eye high. And over to first. 4-3 on the play. So quickly, 2 out in the top of the first inning. Just a single 9-inning contest today between these two schools. Bellevue will be back to action in North Star Athletic Association play. We'll talk more about that in the half inning as Eddie Brancato steps in, the third baseman for Morningside. First pitch just a little bit low, ball 1. Brancato, the leading hitter for the Mustangs at .427 on the season. 32 hits for Brancato. Breaking ball in the zone, 1-1. Morningside wearing the gray uniform pants, black tops with maroon and white trim. their school colors. Parker McMahon holds that glove right up in front of his face, just peers over the top of it. Next pitch, short hops, 2-1 the count.
I'm curious to see if he's going to go fastball in or his slider away for to get it back to even.
A little chopper, deja vu. C.J. Townsend fields it. And over to first to retire the side. A 3 up, 3 down. Top of the first inning for the Mustangs. After a half, the Mustangs nothing, and the Bellevue Bruins coming to bat. Good job by Parker McMahon at the top of the first.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. He gets weak contact usually. When he's going right, he gets a lot of weak contact. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. He throws a lot of strikes. So that's a good start for him to kind of get his mojo going back. I know he hasn't pitched as well as he has wanted to start the year. I mean, 7 walks in 11 innings, that's not like him. He usually fills up the zone a lot better than that. So hopefully that inning can get him kind of momentum moving forward and that confidence. He did a really good job. Each pitcher to have success today is probably going to want to throw in if they want to keep that ball in the yard with the wind blowing in from left. That way they have to, for it to get out of the yard to left field, they got to put a charge in it. They don't want to get hitters extended to be able to go to right center and right field because, like I said earlier, that wind will just carry that ball possibly maybe out of the yard. So the lefty hitters in Bellevue's lineup are going to have a huge advantage today with not only the short porch but the wind blowing out.
Let's take a look at the Morningside defensive lineup. Across the infield, Aiden Bishop is at first base. Jacob Odell is at second. Ryan Kilbasa is the shortstop. The third baseman is Eddie Brancato. Across the outfield, Cade Nolan is in left. Brian Garcia in center. And Giacomo Crosetti is in right. The battery for the Mustangs today. Behind the plate is Jason Willers. And on the mound is Mason Heimer. 0-2 his record, but a very good 3.14 earned run average. This is his 6th appearance on the season. He's thrown 14 in the third innings. Has given up 9 hits. Has struck out 15 in those 14 innings of work and has walked only 5. Leading it off today for the Bellevue Bruins, as he did this past weekend, center fielder Jake Lacey. First pitch swung on and miss. Lacey over the top of that fastball. Jake among the leading hitters for the Bruins, 360. Thus far to short. With his glove on the ground, Ron Kilbasa gloves it. Throw picked at first base, 6-3 for the first out in the Bruins lineup. Next up for the Bruins, the catcher, Logan Grant.
Second spot, the catcher, number 10, Logan.
Grant had a big weekend in the victories over Valley City. Went yard a couple of times, including one halfway up the hill to the pavilion over the right field fence, right field trees. Shows bunt, pulls it back, ball 1. Logan hitting .341, team leader in runs batted in with 24, and home runs with 8. That one paints the outside corner, 1-1 the count.
It looks like Morningside's infield is shifting quite a bit with righty and lefty. They did it with Lacey, and now they're doing it here with Grant.
That pitch misses off, 2-1. Grant and Lacey, the 1-2 guys in the Bellevue order, have played in all 25 of Bellevue's games this season. Down low, 3-1. They're the only 2 who have played in every game. Nick Grade and Alec Ackerman have played in all but 1. Anthony Lind as well, all but 1. That one's chop foul. Full count on Logan Grant, the 2-hole hitter for the Bellevue Bruins. Mason Heimer, the windup and the pitch. May have been a changeup. Looked like the bottom fell out of that one. A swing and a miss.
Yeah, that was a very good pitch right there. Changeup on the outside corner, just kind of dropped out of the zone.
So 2 up, 2 down for the Bruins. That'll bring to the plate the first baseman, Alec Ackerman. Ackerman, 329. 7 of the guys in the Bellevue lineup today hitting over the 300 mark. Up the middle and through. Alec Eckerman with the first hit of today's game. A solid single to center. And that keeps the inning alive for the cleanup hitter, left fielder Steven Elsner. Nice job of going with the pitch right back where it came from.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of holes. If Morningside continues to shift like this, there's going to be a lot of holes available to get the baseball through. I think if they were playing normal, that could have been a play by the shortstop.
Working from the stretch now is Heimer. He'll come set. The fastball stays upstairs. Small crowd on hand this afternoon, but maybe more and more people be coming by the course of the day as they realize what a nice day it is. Catch a good ball game and work on your tan a bit. Heimer again to the plate, down low and away, 2-0.
2 dogs and Brutus is here.
A couple of dogs as part of the crowd on hand today. They'll bring along a doggy treat if you come to the ball game. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, foul back to the screen. Elsner right on it, but just under it a bit. Elsner with the long look down to head coach Dwayne Monlux in the third base coaching box. You can't see him, but he's there. Our camera lens just not quite wide enough to get the corners of the field on the coaching box. Bounce to the dirt. Kept in front by Jason Willers, the catcher.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's motion here by Ackerman. 3-1 count. Gonna get a fastball. So we'll see if Coach Monlux wants him in motion or not.
The set. He'll stay. Swung on and missed. Chased a high fastball. Now he'll definitely be in motion with the full count. Yep. Pretty short lead at first by Ackerman. Here's the payoff pitch. That one's down low. It'll be a walk for Elsner as Ackerman advances to second. First runner in scoring position today. The batter will be the shortstop, Brendan Luther. Luther, 329.
Down in the fifth spot, the shortstop.
Luther started the year in the leadoff spot. I think that's one spot that Coach Monlux was having a hard time figuring out. You want to get Brendan Luther's one of the best hitters on the team, so you want to get him as bats as possible. But he wasn't getting the RBI situations, so that's why they kind of moved him down into the lineup as he fouls the first pitch off to get him more RBI opportunities to drive in more runs.
As of now, he has 14 runs batted in on the season. Luther, a sophomore in eligibility. Second year in the Bellevue program. He was all-conference player last year. Shows bunt, puts it up the third base side. Off the mound comes the pitcher Heimer, but he can't make the play. Infield single for Brendan Luther.
Yeah, that's just another thing that he can do. I mean, obviously starting year leadoff hitter. I think he hit 2 last year behind Conta. So, I mean, he's a top of the order guy, but he's also one of your best hitters, and you want him RBI opportunity. And he's a team guy. He will take a base hit wherever he can get it.
Here's Nick Grade with the bases loaded and 2 out. The onus on his shoulders. The first pitch from Mason Heimer to low and away. Grade at 278. Hoping to raise his batting average as the season goes on. There's a fastball in the zone. 1-1 the count on Grade. Nick with 11 runs batted in has an opportunity here to add to that total. Breaking ball. Kind of had a half-hearted swing there. Tried to stop it but couldn't. Now behind in the count 1-2. Bruins did a pretty good job this past weekend against Valley City, cashing in runners. Let's see how they do here. Heimer gets the signal, begins the wind. Foul back to the net.
That's the one thing that Bellevue's lineup has struggled with this year is, getting that big hit with runners in scoring position, whether it's the first inning or the ninth inning, that's one thing that they have struggled with throughout the years, getting that big 2-out hit.
Misses wide away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild in the bottom of the first inning for the home team. Wind picking up once again. Swung on and missed. A little tardy on the swing. And the strikeout retires the side. For the Bellevue Bruins, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 big base runners left on after 1 complete. We're scoreless in this interconference battle between the Bruins and the Mustangs. Once again, we invite you to be part of our broadcast. As always, on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, if you'd like to send along your greetings, send along a text message. Let us know who you are, where you are, who you're rooting for, any words of wisdom you want us to pass along. My number is 402-515-7654. Bellevue fans, you know that number. We've got a couple of the queue here already. 402-515-7654. Got to start off the game with a hum baby from the Townsends in Oregon. Let's go, Seegers. Stay hot. Has a couple of assists already under his belt at his second base position. Great first inning, Parker. The Montana McMahons are watching in Bozeman. They say go Bruins. We're glad you guys are listening along today. Baseball all season long on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Again, that number, 402-515-7654. Mustang fans, we invite you to send along your greetings as well. We'll give that number to you a couple times during the course of the ball game. As we head to the top of the second inning, it'll be the catcher, Jason Willers, who will start things off. First pitch from McMahon over the outer half for a called strike 1.
I know, talking to Coach Mullins before the game, this is one guy that he was very concerned about. He really wanted to make sure that this guy did not beat them today.
Fouled off the front foot. Count goes to 0-2. Willers hitting .299 on the year. He has 17 runs batted in. That's tied for second on the team. Couple of home runs, which also is tied for the team lead. Not a ton of home runs for the Mustangs, only 11 on the season compared to the 34 that the Bellevue Bruins have bombed. Here's the 0-2. Chopper comes up nicely for Brendan Luther at short, right on the money to first base. 6-3 on that play. The Bellevue infield has 3 of the 4 plays thus far in the game.
Yeah, they started off. They had that weird game earlier in the year where they had 9 errors.
Yeah.
The shortstop,
And
Ryan
they did a lot of searching. I remember, coming back after that game, back to practice, it was defense heavy, where it was just full 2 hours and nothing but defense.
Ryan Kilbasa, the next batter, first pitch swinging over to Townsend at second base, and the middle infielders continue to get their work in here this afternoon. Quickly 2 away in the top of the second inning. Next batter, right fielder, Giacomo Crosetti.
Defense is what Coach Monlux pretty much hangs his hat on. He wants the best defense in the country every single year. Because that's what wins baseball games, defense and pitching.
Here's the first pitch to Crosetti, breaking ball for a called strike 1. Both these teams very good with the glove. Bellevue with a .970 fielding percentage thus far. Morningside .979, even better. Take away that 9-error game, and it was be pretty sterling.
It'd be over 980. It'd be over 980 if you took that one out.
Over 980 if you took that one game out, but unfortunately you can't. Next pitch down low.
Yeah, talking to the coaches after that game, it was like they've never seen anything like that. Like, it was some of the craziest stuff that they saw. Like, it was kind of just one of those days where everything was going wrong.
Right back through the box. Self-defense for Parker McMahon to get out of the way of that one, and it'll be Giacomo Crosetti who will earn the first hit of the afternoon for the Morningside Mustangs.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that pitch. It looked like it was just a fastball in the outside corner. Did a really good job with just taking it right back up the middle.
Parker will work from the stretch now with the runner at first and 2 away. Designated hitter Luke Blackman next up for Morningside. Blackman, a .280 hitter on the year. Crosetti gets his lead at first. Nice backhand stop by Grant, fired down to first base. Throw not in time. Again, the acrobatic abilities of Logan Grant behind the plate.
Yeah, he's very good behind the plate. I mean, him and Trad Richardson are splitting time back there, but he's getting the bulk share of the behind the plate.
One stolen base on the year for Crosetti, the runner at first. Chopper, McMahon comes off the mound, gets it off the high hop, will toss over to Ackerman at first, and the side is retired. For the Mustangs in the top of the second, no runs on one hit, no errors, one man left on base. We're still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second inning. All right, there has been a schedule change. We alluded to it earlier on. The Bruins were supposed to travel this weekend to Dickinson, North Dakota for conference action for a 4-game set against Dickinson State. Well, it's going to be 20 degrees and snowy in Dickinson, North Dakota, so the game has been moved here to John Stella Field at Brown Park. It'll be on Thursday and Friday, and it'll be a 10 o'clock start for both days of those doubleheaders. So 10 o'clock on both Thursday and Friday here at John Stella Field. We'll bring those games to you on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. It looks like we've got a pitching change
for the Mustangs.
for Morningside. Number 48, Josh Pratt.
Number 48, Josh Pratt.
So Mason Heimer, only one inning of work. He'll turn it over to Josh Pratt. As we anticipated this being a Johnny Holstaff game, Pratt will get inning number 2. We'll grab the stat sheet, find out a little bit more about him. Josh Pratt, this is his 8th appearance of the year in 16 2/3 innings. 16 hits, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks, a 6.48 earned run average.
Yeah, he looks like he's like a 3/4 arm slot. I've seen fastball, breaking balls so far. Kind of a sweeping slurve type movement. Seems pretty tall. Seems probably 6'2", 6'3". So he's going to get a lot of downhill movement off of this Mount Rushmore of a mound that we have here.
He's a junior from Lamar's, Iowa. Everybody here knows what Lamar's, Iowa is known for.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Bruins.
Blue Bunny ice cream, the ice cream capital of the United States, or at least the Midwest, or at least Iowa. Here we go for the Bruins. Second baseman, C.J. Townsend. First pitch on the inside black for a called strike 1.
I don't think CJ liked that pitch. That pitch looked like it almost hit him.
Townsend, the leading hitter for the Bruins thus far in the season, .381. Lays off that breaking ball, evens the count at 1-1.
I think the end of last year kind of pole vaulted him in how this season is going. He had to take over shortstop last year when Luther went down. As there's a ball 2. He finished the second half of the year, started every single game as shortstop, and then when Luther came back, Luther went back in there. But I think that gave CJ the confidence that he can be very productive.
Hitting over 100 percentage points higher on his batting average this year. That pitch on the outside corner, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on a slow breaking ball. Second strikeout of the game against Bruin batters. First strikeout for Josh Pratt. As right fielder Anthony Lynn, the next Bruin, to step to the plate.
Yeah, that looked like a tough at-bat for CJ. It looked like 2 of those pitches where they looked, from my vantage point, they looked off the plate to him. So, I mean, he's probably a little disappointed right now.
Either a cut fastball or a slider in the strike zone on the first offering to Lind. Pratt again delivers from the windup, hit on the ground towards second base. Moving towards it is Jacob Odell. His throw to first base is in time. So quickly 2 away in the bottom of the second inning for the home team. Bellevue sent 6 men to the plate in the first inning, but left them loaded.
And the ninth spot,
completing the starting 9, here's designated hitter Tyler Monroe. Monroe with great speed. He was the DH in the 2 games on Saturday against Valley City. First pitch called strike 1. Again, the kind of a charitable zone so far on the outside edge.
Yeah, he's going a little bit wider than you would want as a hitter.
Trying to go out there again. Excuse me, swing right down the third base line. They're going to say foul ball. Oh, Tyler will retrace his steps with an 0-2 count. Tyler hitting .321 on the year.
Yeah, so far, Morningside's just living on the outside of the plate to all these hitters. Bellevue hasn't really quite made that adjustment quite yet to really get on the plate and turn that outside pitch into more of a middle pitch as they come in right now.
The 0-2 misses in.
That pitch looked better than strike 1, to be honest with you.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. That one's hit well on the line to right field. Right fielder going back. He can't get there. It's over his head. Monroe around first base on his way to second. It'll be a stand-up double with 2 outs for Tyler Monroe. And the Bruins have another man in scoring position.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to throw that backdoor slider on the outside corner, but just caught way too much of the plate. Not a very good pitch, 1-2. Monroe did a great job, stayed back and just putting the bat on it. That's what I'm talking about. The balls to right field, they're going to carry. He didn't hit it great. He didn't hit it extremely hard, but it just carried enough to get over his head.
So Monroe, the runner at second base with 2 outs. Back to the top of the order for Bellevue. Here's Jake Lacey, grounded out his first time up. Monroe puts on his hand guard at second base, now gets his lead. That one's hit well down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is both of those things off the top of the batting cage out in left field. A 2-run home run for Jake Lacey gives the Bellevue Bruins a 2-0 lead.
That was a hanging slider, and he just hammered it.
For Jake Lacey, that is home run number 4. And RBIs 21 and 22 on the year. So Jake goes yard, and the Bruins get the early lead. So Parker McMahon could be the winning pitcher if the lead holds up for the Bruins. Here's Logan Grant. First pitch way wide, ball 1.
Knowing Logan Grant, he's looking to go back-to-back right here. He's looking something that he can drive.
Bruins had 1 back-to-back opportunity in the Saturday doubleheader. That one won't get the distance, though, however. In the shallow right field, it's the second baseman going back. Jacob Odell will make the catch, and the side is retired. But not before the Bellevue Bruins pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. The double by Monroe, the home run by Lacey.
2 runs on 2 hits for BU.
After 2 complete, it's the Bellevue Bruins 2, the Morningside Mustangs nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Bonlux isn't going to complain about a 2-run home run in the second inning, but I'm sure he would like to have that on top of runs scoring in the first when they have bases loaded. But 2-0 is better than 0-0 still. And it looks like Kenji Miller is coming in to pitch for Bellevue.
Kenji, the southpaw, we saw him for an inning or 2 this past weekend. Let's give you some numbers on Kenji's season so far. 5th appearance of the season for Kenji. He's thrown 8 innings so far, has allowed 8 hits, has struck out 5 and walked 4, a 5.65 earned run average for Kenji Miller, the junior out of Shoreline, Washington. Well, the Bruins take the 2-run lead. Let's give you that text message number once again if you'd like to visit with us this afternoon. A lot of people maybe sneaking the game in while they're at work. Sam, do the dishes. Okay. Thank you for that from the 913 area code. And from the Crescetti family in Northern California, we appreciate your announcing skills. Well, thank you. First time we've heard his name pronounced correctly. Go Mustangs. And the Giacomo is a great-grandnephew to the late Frankie Crescetti of the Yankees. I had wondered that, but I didn't get a chance to ask Coach Bellevue if that was the case or not. I'm an old diehard Yankee fan. Mickey Mantle was my hero growing up, so Now we know for sure. Thank you for passing that along. That's the kind of information that makes for a good broadcast, so we appreciate that. Again, that text message number, if you would like to join us, 402-515-7654, as Brian Garcia, the center fielder, will lead off the top of the third inning against Kenji Miller. A breaking ball, backdoor strike called. For Garcia, 338 is his batting average. Garcia leads the team in doubles with 9. He awaits the 1-1 pitch from Miller. Chopper on the ground. Brendan Luther, backhand grab, throw on the money across the diamond to Ackerman. 1 up, 1 down. Bruin pitchers have retired the leadoff man in each of the first 3 innings.
Yeah, that was a lot harder play than he made it look. He thought it was going to stay down on him, but at the very last hop, it came up. He did a very good job of staying behind the baseball and reacting.
Jacob Odell next up, line drive and speared at ankle height by Brendan Luther, so he'll get an assist and now a put out in this inning. Again, most of the batters going up swinging. Not a lot of pitches taken so far in today's game.
Top of the order, Morningside.
Top of the order for the Mustangs. First baseman, Aiden Bishop. He flew out to right field his first time up today. He'll take a pitch here in the zone. Strike 1 called.
Saw that coming. Kenji only throwing, 4 pitches in the first 2 hitters? I mean, you're going to want to get his pitch count up.
And again, it's the Brendan Luther show. That one had a tough up coming up on him. Got the in-between hop and made the play very smoothly. And the side is retired. 2 assists, 1 put out for Luther in the inning. And a 3 up, 3 down, half frame.
3 down. We head to the bottom of the 3rd.
All right, that was quick. Moving right along. This will be a 2-hour game for 9 innings if we keep going at this pace. So. Josh Pratt back to the mound for a second inning of work for the Mustangs. Pratt will be facing the 3, 4, 5 holes in the Bellevue lineup in this bottom of the 3rd inning. Bruins up with a 2-0 lead, 2 runs on 4 hits. No runs on 1 hit thus far for Morningside. In the coaches' preseason poll, the Bellevue Bruins projected to be the top team in the North Star Athletic Association once again. In the Great Plains Athletic Conference, Morningside projected to finish 4th in the 11-team conference. So 2 teams with a couple of pretty good records thus far in the year. Trying to stay sharp with some midweek action. Here's first baseman Alec Ackerman to lead things off for the Bellevue Bruins.
Stepping in the batter's box, first baseman Alec Ackerman.
Alec played mostly shortstop his first year as a Bellevue Bruin. Takes a called strike 1. Got injured, rehabbed most of last year, now back occupying the first base position. Line hard and through in the left field. Quick hands, got that bat through the zone, and a bullet to left field to lead off the inning.
Yeah, I know Coach Mullenix is very happy that he is back this year with him being hurt all of last year. He's very happy to get him back.
Center fielder.
Alec got, I think, 10 games in, which is the maximum you could play and still consider a redshirt year, but he was definitely injured. Did not play in the field much at all, but still got some swings in the at-bat. Here's Steven Elsner. Fouled off his foot. That'll sting for just a little bit. Elsner walked his first time up. First year as a Bellevue Bruin. Over the outer half, 0-2. Elsner, a very solid guy, 6'3", 230 pounds. Down 0-2, have to be a little bit more defensive here. Chases the high fastball, comes up empty. The strikeout is the fourth strikeout now for Morningside pitchers.
That was the first time they've really thrown back-to-back fastballs. That was a very good job. I think it caught him off guard for a second. He went first base breaking ball, which they were probably sitting on because he swung at it and then swung through or looked at the second fastball because I don't think he was expecting it and then swung through that one. So they mixed up the plan pretty good on that at bat.
Brendan Luther. We saw him flash the leather last half inning. Now at the plate, shallow fly ball to center field. Center fielder coming on, however, and will make the play. That is Brian Garcia covering some territory to get there in time for the second out.
I thought that had a chance for a second. Just hung up there, and he was able to run it down.
Here's Nick Grade, Bellevue third baseman, a strikeout victim his first time up.
The third baseman, Nick Grade.
From the set, the pitch from Pratt on its way. Breaking ball. That one's going to get through a six-hopper through the infield. Hit it where they ain't, Wee Willie Keeler says. That's what Grade did. The runner at first and second now for the Bellevue Bruins.
Again, the shift kind of hurts the infield here. I mean, he was playing over in the six hole, and that ball was hit basically where the shortstop would be playing. So that would have been an easy routine ground ball if he's playing straight up.
A couple of times we've seen that in today's game.
Townsend.
Here's C.J. Townsend with an RBI opportunity. Bruins cashed in 2 in the second. They left 3 in the first. Let's see how this inning continues. Pickoff play at first. They've got the runner Gray hung up. Now the rundown between first and second. And the Mustangs complete it 2-3-4 as Nick Gray kind of got caught sleeping there to retire the side.
Yeah, he was not anticipating a back pick whatsoever with Ackerman at second base. He probably kind of thought he was safe no matter how far he got off because, I mean, you don't see that very often. But that's a great job by Morningside right there by taking advantage of that.
Jason Willers, the catcher, throwing down to first baseman Aiden Bishop, and the tag completed by second baseman Jacob Odell. All right, 3 innings in the books. Bellevue 2, Morningside nothing. Kenji Miller back to the mound for Bellevue, and he'll be looking at the 2, 3, 4 spots in the Morningside lineup. 60 degrees on a sunny day. A little bit of a breeze going on today. Again, I want to remind you, Bellevue will be back in action in conference play Thursday and Friday. Doubleheader action against the Dickinson State Vhawks. What's Dickinson State? I'm throwing up Blue Hawks. There we go. Brain cramp here momentarily. 10 o'clock in the morning Central Time. The starting time for both of those doubleheaders. Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Mustangs, left fielder Cade Nolan. Nolan grounded out to C.J. Townsend his first time up.
Cade Nolan.
Nolan, a California native, Menifee, California. First pitch, glove save by goalie Logan Grant.
Umpire thanks him there.
Yeah.
That would have squared him up.
Yeah, we'd be pausing if Logan didn't come up with that one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Nice backdoor breaking ball. Evens the count 1-1. Quite a few Californians on the Morningside roster. At least a dozen. More than 10. I ran out of fingers. Swing and a miss. Again, a nice breaking pitch that bit in on the right-handed batter.
Yeah, let's see if he goes inside fastball or he throws another breaking ball down in the dirt for strike 3.
A little bit low, 2-2.
Location wasn't great, but height was perfect.
Kenji looks in, gets the signal. From the windup, the pitch. Lined into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Anthony Lynn cuts it off at the warning track. Big round at first base. But he'll head back. And for the first time this afternoon, the Mustangs able to get their leadoff guy on with the single by Cade Nolan.
Yeah, he tried to go fastball in, missed middle. did a very good job of hitting it to right center.
Well, let's see how the Mustangs play it. Middle part of their order here, 3-hole hitter Eddie Brancato next up. He, too, a ground-out victim to second base, his first time up. Missing up. Brancato, an Illinois native. Arlington Heights is his hometown. I believe that's a Chicago suburb.
Yep.
Pickoff move to first base. The runner with the short lead. Nolan back easily.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the runner go at some point in this at-bat just to get some sort of pressure on Bellevue's defense.
Hit in the air again to the right side. Anthony Lynn settling underneath it and makes the catch about 5 or 10 feet in front of the warning track out there in right center field.
Well, then he swings at the next pitch, so never fails.
So much for that. Oh, well, maybe we'll do it here with the cleanup guy.
Yeah.
That cleanup guy, Jason Willers, the Mustangs catcher. Field dimensions here at John Stella Field at Brown Park, about 325 down the lines, about 380 to straightaway center field, just off the outside edge. There's an 8-foot-high fence that rings the field. Fouled up the left field side. 1-1 to count on Willers.
I think they got to stay in on his hands. And it looks like he wants to get extended. He's on top of the plate, it looks like. So I think if they just go breaking ball, fastball in on his hands, don't let him get extended.
Willers from Davenport, Iowa, so the other side of the state of Iowa. He hits that one out to right field. Anthony Lynn comes charging hard. That'll hold the runner at second base. So 2 hits in the inning for the Mustangs. First by Nolan, now by Willers. And the Mustangs have their first runner in scoring position of the afternoon. With the catcher getting that hit, we'll have a courtesy runner coming into the game. Number 7 is Connor Maston, who'll be the courtesy runner for Willers.
That was very good hitting right there. Pitch was in on his hands. It was great location. It was just better hitting.
Now batting, shortstop.
Next up, the shortstop, Ryan Kilbasa. And as somebody of Polish heritage, I can appreciate the name Kilbasa. Kilbasa from the Chicago area as well. Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Runners get their lead from first and second. Just 1 out in the inning. That one's going to go in the air to left field. Elsner going to have to play it on a hop. Red light at third base by head coach Adam Boovey. As again, Bruin outfielders doing a nice job charging in to limit only a 90-foot advance. But the third hit in the inning for the Mustangs.
Yeah, sorry about that. Another breaking ball that just kind of left up. He was able to get just off the end of the bat.
Here's Giacomo Crosetti. Again, hello to his family listening in. Bruins looking for a double play ball here. Morningside trying to get on the board. Low and in, ball 1. Crosetti, another California guy. Paulo Cedro. That pitch just below the knees, I guess. 2-0 the count. Hitter's advantage for Crosetti.
Yeah, it looked like Logan Grant wanted that pitch, too, the way his reaction was behind the plate.
Miller with a long look in to get the signal he wants. Chopper up the middle. This could be 2. Townsend, Luther, Ackerman. The Bruins complete the 4-6-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered. The ground ball gets Bellevue out of the inning. No runs on 3 hits. There were no errors. And 3 left on for the Mustangs. Score remains 2-0. Bellevue on top.
Yes, that was a great play by CJ. I mean, I shouldn't say great play. That was just kind of a routine. He was playing up the middle a little bit. But that's what CJ does. He is so good with the glove. He's probably one of the top 2 him and Luther are probably the two best infielders that Bellevue has on their team defensively. And I think that's why CJ not playing regularly last year was him in the lineup. His bat wasn't as good as others last year, but that's why he's in the lineup on the regulars, because one, he's very good defensively, and he's hitting a lot better this year than he did last year. But he's so good. Towards the at the beginning of the year when he wasn't starting every day, he was coming in late game situation as that defensive replacement, because he's, like I said, he's got one of the best gloves on the team.
CJ's brother on the squad this year, Brock Townsend, a senior, obviously also from Eugene, Oregon.
Is it a new game?
New pitcher for the Morningside Mustangs as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Number 14, Tiago Sanchez comes on in relief for the Mustangs. Yeah, let's grab the Mustang stat sheet
Warming up on the mound
and
for the Mustangs.
find out a little bit more about Tiago Sanchez. He's a freshman. This is his 7th appearance on the season, all in relief. Excuse me, he had 2 starts, 8 2/3 innings, has allowed 10 hits, has struck out 10, and has walked 9, 8.31 earned run average for Tiago Sanchez. Sanchez from Madison, Wisconsin. First man he will face for the Bruins is second baseman C.J. Townsend. Townsend, a strikeout victim his first time up. Fastball called strike 1.
I feel like a lot of the fastballs so far from Morningside are cutting. It looks like they're always running away from righties and into lefties.
Will we play next week? It's 38 degrees.
The pitch made famous by Mariano Rivera's in relief.
That he discovered on accident.
Yep, oops. Hey, look what that did. 1-1 the count on Townsend. That pitch, a called strike. So CJ's day at the plate kind of frustrating. He hasn't liked a lot of the called strikes from home plate umpire Jeff Kopech. He may not send him a Christmas card this year, so 1-2 the count. Flared down the right field side. First baseman giving chase. A sliding attempt and a great job by Aiden Bishop. It was out of your camera range, but having to contend with the sun and the wind and the fence makes a sliding catch in foul territory to retire C.J. Townsend for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, I didn't think he had a chance of getting that. And then I just saw him go down.
Yeah.
I was blocked by that dugout, and then the umpire raised his hands for an out. It was a pretty nice play.
Yeah, I didn't think he had a chance either. So tip of the cap to Aiden Bishop on that nice play. Next up for Bellevue, here's Anthony Lind. Lind on the knees, called strike 1. I don't think Anthony was real thrilled with that call.
Yeah, these
either.
hitters aren't very fond of this strike zone right now.
0-1 the count. Ground out his first time up. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher. 0-2. Bruins 2 runs in the second inning on the 2-run home run by Jake Lacey. That's the only scoring to this point. Both teams have had opportunities to score more. Looks like Sanchez just overthrew that one a little bit, bounced it in front of the plate.
Yeah, if this zone's going to stay like this, Bellevue's, the hitters have to make an adjustment, widen out their approaches a little bit, swinging pitches they probably wouldn't swing at on a regular basis.
Breaking ball, bounces low, 2-2 the count.
That's a good take right there. That pitch was really good. It was really sharp. That movement was very late.
Nice big dark green hitting background behind center field. That aids the batter's view of the pitch. That one a little tough play for short, and it won't be made. Infield single.
I mean, if you want to give an error, go for it.
No. Bill Mullins, the sports information guy for Bellevue. He's our official scorer here, so we always look to Bill for the official ruling there, but a tough play. And Anthony Lynn with good speed beats that one out.
And a nice bunt.
1 on, 1 out.
Number 2.
Here's DH Tyler Monroe. Monroe with a double his last time up. On base ahead of the 2-run home run by Jake Lacey. 7 hits thus far for Bellevue through 3 1/3 innings. Again, a slider or cut fastball in the zone.
Yeah, it's
Hard to tell.
Yeah, there's some sort of movement. It looks like a cutter to me because it's a lot firmer than just a normal slider.
Sanchez comes set, now throws over to first base. Lind back in time.
Looks like he was leaning a little bit.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's going to be action here.
Lind does have 7 stolen bases. He's 7 out of 8 attempts. Team leader for the Bruins in that category. 1 foot beyond the cutout. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Again, Sanchez sets halfway between the letters and the belt and delivers opposite way, grounded to third, going to short way to second base. A bang-bang play there. A fielder's choice on the play as third baseman Eddie Brancato gets the assist.
That was a lot tougher play. I mean, he was shading towards the hole. He had to run towards the line and make a long throw to second base.
Center fielder, Jake
Made it pretty
Lacey.
bang-bang at second.
Back to the top of the order. Here's Jake Lacey once again. 1 for 2 on the day. That one being the big home run to left field. That's going to be a base hit to center field. Here comes Monroe around second on his way to third. He'll get there easily. So the Bruins have runners at first and third. Second hit of the day for Jake Lacey. And the Bruins have had a runner in scoring position in each of the first 4 innings.
Yeah, he did a very good job of just sitting back. It was that one looked more of a slider than a cutter. Just sat back and hit it to the right center.
So it'll be up to Logan Grant, the Bruin catcher, to try to drive home a teammate or two. As we mentioned, Logan, the team leader in runs batted in with 24 on the year.
Here's the North Star.
Ball 1.
North Star Athletic Association champions
What's up?
are in the house. Members of the men's basketball team.
Tiago Sanchez on the mound for the Mustangs. Delivers the pitch. Logan Grant's going to smack it into right field for a base hit. Lacey around second. He'll make third base easily. So the Bruins on that first and third merry-go-round. Tyler Monroe scores the third run of the game as Logan Grant picks up the run batted in. Courtesy runner for Bellevue for the catcher. That's Takumi Maeno checking in.
First base for the Bruins, number 20.
Yeah, that was another slider.
Maeno.
Out over the plate. Logan did a good job of staying back and
Now batting,
hitting it to the right field.
first baseman Alec Ackerman.
Here's 3-hole hitter Alec Ackerman. Oh, this is that situation you like. Runners at first and third. You know, you knock them home, you take their spot. Breaking ball for a called strike 1. Sanchez sowing a different pitch that time to Ackerman. Alec, a native of Parker, Colorado. His final year of eligibility. Lays off that pitch, 1-1. Sky to the right side, that's going to be pushed out of play by the wind. Over to the Bellevue bullpen. Giving chase is right fielder Giacomo Cressetti, but can't get there. He'll head back.
Yeah, that's just the fastball on the outside corner.
So now Ackerman will have to protect the plate with 1-2 count. Tiago Sanchez trying to pitch out of trouble. Lacey gets his lead off of third. Maeno off of first. Little flare. That's going to wind up foul in front of the Bellevue dugout.
It looked like catcher was set up outside, missed a spot, but Ackerman was able to fight it off. I think that might have hit the rubber on the bat.
That never feels good.
No.
And now the catcher Willers asks for timeout. Ackerman awaits. Sanchez comes set. Throw over to first base. Maeno was leaning just a little bit, but able to get back to the backside of the base, avoiding the tag of Aiden Bishop.
I wouldn't be surprised if Takumi takes off here. 1-2 count, breaking ball count, get some movement.
Not going. Ball hit in the air to left center field. That has some carry. That's going to one-hop the fence in left field. One run is in. Here comes Maeno around third base. The throw to home will not be made. A 2 RBI double by Alec Ackerman gives the Bruins a 5-0 lead.
Again, that's another breaking ball that he left up, and Ackerman was able to just hit it for a double. Looks like the Bellevue hitters are starting to recognize the baseball out of the hand pretty good right now. Off of this pitcher, they're able to see fastball. They're able to recognize breaking ball. Putting really good swings on it right now.
Ackerman going down, get down a little bit lower in the zone, went down with it, made good contact to one of the deepest parts in the park. Now it'll be up to Steven Elsner with an opportunity to drive Ackerman home. 3 runs across in the inning. On the outside black, strike one. Bruins scoring in the the even numbered innings today. 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth. Let's make it 4 in the fourth, just for good balance.
You know, Coach Monlux would like the even numbers to stay.
Yeah.
Keep it accurate.
Up and away, 1-1.
He's got really good life on his fastball. It looks like it's jumping out of his hand. A lot of backspin to it.
Sanchez, not a big guy, but like you said, good pop on the fastball. Breaking ball there. Elsner grounds it to third base. Throw across the diamond is in time. Eddie Brancato on the play to retire the side. The Bruins pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. After 4 complete, it's Bellevue 5, Morningside nothing.
Well, Mick, I hate to leave you, but I got to go be a dad and pick up my children from school. So
that's a higher priority than baseball, gee, Chris.
So I was able to get half the game in, a lot more than I was thinking, to be honest with you. I thought I'd only get a couple innings, but I was able to be here for half of it, which is good.
It's always good to have you here sitting in and getting your expertise anytime you can make it.
So I should be back Thursday morning game for sure and Friday for sure. So I will see you Thursday.
All right, very good. Chris Williamson, former Bellevue player, now Bellevue broadcaster. Thanks again, Chris, for coming by today. Oh, you have warm hands. Stick the microphone out the window, if you would, please. We'll get a little background noise. All right, time for another pitching change for Bellevue. This is number 28, Easton Brinton. Checks in to be the 3rd pitcher of the game. We saw Easton this past weekend with a little bit of work as well. Kenji Miller goes 2 complete, does not allow a run. Let's get the updated stats for Easton. This is his 4th appearance on the season. 2 2/3 innings in limited work. 3 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. A 6.75 earned run average for Easton Brinton. Bellevue has plated 5 runs on today's game. They've left 6 on base through the first 4. Morningside still looking for their first run. They have left 4 on base. First man to face Easton Britton will be the designated hitter, Luke Blackman.
Number 5, designated hitter Luke Blackman.
Broomfield, Colorado, the home of the batter. He'll take a called strike 1
Very eastern edge of the state.
over in the Denver area. Nice breaking ball from Britton. 0-2 the count on that hack. We mentioned earlier the Mustangs averaging 6 runs per game on the season. Still zeros through the first 4 innings. That pitch misses tight. We're in the top of the 5th. Bellevue averaging 7.5, 7.4 to be exact, runs per game. Swing and a miss on a nice breaking ball, and Easton Britton comes in and strikes out the first man he faces. That's the first strikeout of the day for Bruin pitching. Zeros on the board, but the first strikeout there.
Brian Garcia.
Here's center fielder Brian Garcia. Garcia grounded out to short his first time up today. Starts ahead with a strike. Grant gives a signal, now gets real low. That hurts my knees just looking at him squatting down that low. Bounced pass. The head coach, Adam Boovey. Let's do our coaches salute. Adam Boovey, now in his 7th year, leading the Morningside program. Had some professional baseball under his belt in his playing days. Again, a ground ball hit that way. His assistant coaches are Adam Hilker, Justin Malinowski, and Elijah Rude. And on the home team side, Dwayne Monlux, now in his 14th year, leading the Bellevue program. Lined fair down the left field line. Garcia rounds the corner at first base. He'll trot into second base with a stand-up double with 1 out in the 5th inning. Nice piece of hitting, pulling his hands in and sending it down the left field line. Along with Coach Monlux, the senior member of the staff, Mitch Schmidt, in his 18th year, the associate head coach. Sean Malley in his 17th year, the pitching coach. And Richie Moore in his 14th year as the assistant coach. Next up, second baseman Jacob Odell. Down low, 1-0. Odell, a sophomore from Northridge, California. Pickoff play at second. C.J. Townsend tried to sneak in behind the base runner, but not close. Easton Britton from the stretch, working on the third base side of the pitcher's rubber. Looks in, gets the signal. And delivers. Another nice block by Logan Grant on a pitch in the dirt. 2-0 to count. Not a cloud in the sky here in the Omaha Bellevue area today. This is projected to be the best weather day of the week. Upstairs, a 3-0 count. Temperatures expected in the mid-60s today. Thursday and Friday's games against Dickinson State expected to be in the low 50s. But that's better than the snow that they're projecting for Dickinson, North Dakota. A 3-0 count now becomes 3-1 with that fastball in the zone. Odell with 5 runs batted in on the season. Opportunity for him here to increase that total and get his team on the board. Foul back to the net. Count goes full. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Bellevue up 5-0. Fouled down the third base side. We'll do a full count pitch once again. Three-two pitch, chopped on the ground into the hole. Brendan Luther makes the play over there. His throw to third base is in time. Bad base running there by Brian Garcia. Great defense by Brendan Luther to make the play going into the hole and getting up on a kind of a slide to get it there ahead of the slide by Brian Garcia. Head coach Adam Boovey still arguing the play
Back to the top of the order for the Mustangs.
with base umpire Braxton Arndt. He's not going to win that argument. It was a bang-bang play. Garcia tried to get that hand in there ahead of the tag, but doesn't get the benefit of the call. So Odell will reach on the fielder's choice. 6-5 to retire Garcia, and that'll take us back to the top of the order. Aiden Bishop, the first baseman, looks at ball one on a breaking ball from Easton Britton. Throw over to first base. Sends Odell scampering back to the bag. Cardinal rule of base running: when you're at second base, got to make the ball go through in front of you. Little chopper up the third base line. That's going to be trouble. Throw to first base is not in time. An infield single for Aiden Bishop puts runners at first and second. Nick Gray did all he could, trying to charge hard, make the bare hand play. Oh, with runners at first and second and 2 away, left fielder Cade Nolan steps in.
Left fielder Cade Nolan.
Nolan 1 for 2 today, singled his last time up. Morningside left the bases loaded last inning. Try not to repeat a similar situation here. Ball one. Easton Britton, the third pitcher of the day for the Bellevue Bruins, trying to work out of trouble. Line foul, right field side over the top of the Bellevue bullpen.
It's just a double and single this inning. Or
Wind may be blowing a little harder now than it did earlier today. Pitch upstairs, back pick to first base, and the Bruins catch a break. Alec Ackerman couldn't reach it, but it hit the body of Aiden Bishop to keep it from going down into the right field corner. That would have definitely scored a run. Bishop's going to have to take a moment as that hit him flush on the backside. So a fortunate break for the Bruins. Otherwise, the Mustangs would have had their first run of the game. Two and one the count. 2 on, 2 out. Easton Britton comes set just above the belt. A double look to the runner at second. And the pitch up and in. Chop to third. Glove there. Nick Grade will field it and step on the bag for the fielder's choice. And the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. And 2 men left on base. That's 5 left on base for the last 2 innings for Morningside. And our score remains the Bellevue Bruins 5, the Morningside Mustangs nothing. 5 runs on 10 hits for Bellevue, no runs on 6 hits for Morningside as we have a pitching change. 31. The new pitcher is Joe Harris. He becomes the 4th pitcher of the game.
Coming up on the mound from Morningside,
Harris is a junior from Marshalltown, Iowa. This is the 3rd appearance of the season for Harris. He's only thrown 2 innings so far. Has allowed 4 hits, no strikeouts, no walks, a 4.50 earned run average for Harris. And again, we want to remind you, if you would like to be part of our broadcast, send along a text message, 402-515-7654. Well, we're expecting plenty more pitchers to be part of our broadcast today. For both squads, we've already had 7. And we're just about halfway through this 9-inning contest. Exactly halfway through at 4.5. Shortstop Brendan Luther, who made a great defensive play, will lead things off in the bottom half of this frame. Joe Harris, the windup and the pitch. That one's lined hard, but right at the second baseman. Jacob Odell goes up about a foot or so on a quick jump to make the catch for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 away in the 5th.
that in the 6th spot.
Nick Grade, the 6-hole hitter for the Bruins. Next up, Grade 1 for 2. Harris on the outside black. Overhand breaking ball stays up high. Chopped down the third base line, but just foul. Backhanded stab over there by Eddie Brancato, but it won't count for anything other than a strike on the batter. 1-2. Eight of the 9 Bruin batters have reached base at least once today. We're in the 3rd time through the order. C.J. Townsend, the only one who hasn't, and he's in the on-deck circle. On the ground to Odell at second base. So a put out and now an assist for second baseman Jacob Odell. As C.J. Townsend heads to the plate.
A batting for BU, second baseman C.J. Townsend.
On the outside corner, strike 1 call. Morningside again playing Bruin left-handed batters to pull, shading left side, and shade most of the right-handers. Harris delivers. Now 2-1 the count. That's hit hard to right field, but again, right at a Morningside defender. Right fielder Giacomo Crosetti looks that one into his glove, and the side is retired. The first time the Bruins have gone 3 up, 3 down in today's game. After 5 complete innings, it's Bellevue Bruins 5, Morningside Mustangs nothing. I mentioned in our open today that this has been a long-time rivalry between these two schools from different conferences. Bellevue leads the overall series 25-8. And over the last 10 meetings, Bellevue leads 8-2. And it looks like we've got more changes out on the pitching mound. The new pitcher for the Bellevue Bruins is number 40, Cole Bennett. First appearance of the season for Bennett, a newcomer to the Bellevue program. So we don't have any stat line to give to you, but we can tell you that Cole is a 6'4", 185-pound junior from Maple Valley, Washington. Here's one of the unique facts about Cole Bennett. First year for Bellevue University, but he started his college career at Bellevue College in the state of Washington. Bellevue University in Bellevue, Nebraska used to be known as Bellevue College back in the day before changing the name with the addition of master's programs and doctoral programs. All right, first batter that Cole Bennett will face is third baseman Eddie Brancato. Sweeping breaking ball on the first pitch from Bennett. 0-1 the count. Brancato 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a fly out. Another breaking ball. This one misses wide.
Weird because it's like a national organization. I think I just pressed on like, you know, you just press on it and it goes to it. And it just showed up as like.
Fouled out a play right side. These two schools separated by about 100 miles or so. Morningside in Sioux City, Iowa. Pretty much a straight shot up Interstate 29 on the Iowa side of the Missouri River. They compete in many sports. A little flare to shallow right field. Anthony Lind comes on. Now he'll settle underneath it, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the 6th inning. Next up, the catcher, Jason Willers. Bellevue won the NAIA National Baseball title back in 1995, and that was won at what is now the home field for the Morningside Mustangs. Mercy One Ballpark at Lewis and Clark. Mercy One Field at Lewis and Clark Park up in Sioux City. Want to know the count on Willers. On the breaking ball, now 1-1 the count. Bennett very effective with that 6'4" frame when he pulls the string on a curveball. He can get the batters way out in front. Again, deja vu with the pitch and location. Now 1 ball, 2 strike to count on Willers. 1 for 2 is Jason. Fastball, a little something different. Try to sneak it past Willers. He fouls it up the third base line. Willers from Davenport, Iowa. That's on the eastern side on the Mississippi River of the state of Iowa. Sioux City on the Missouri River on the western side. That's our geography lesson for the day. Way wide on that pitch. Bellevue Athletic Director Ed Lahotek joining the cast of characters up here in the press box this afternoon. Breaking ball. That one's hit well to deep left field. Steven Elsner going back off the fence in right center field. It's actually center fielder Jake Lacey who was there to get it back in, but not before Willers has a one-out double off the left center field fence. He'll step out, and Connor Maston will come on as the courtesy runner.
The shortstop, Ryan Kilbasa.
Ryan Kilbasa, the shortstop, steps in. Kilbasa, 1 for 2 today. Breaking ball in the zone. That's been Bennett's most effective pitch so far in this, his first inning of work on the season as well. Another breaking ball and another called strike. 0-2, Bennett ahead in the count. Another breaking ball. That one's hit to right field. Anthony Lynn coming on to make the play on the run. Anthony got a good jump. Able to make the play and hold the courtesy runner Maston at second base with no advance. With 2 outs in the inning now, it's right fielder Giacomo Crosetti stepping in.
Now batting for Morningside, the right fielder, Giacomo Crosetti.
First pitch fastball, a little bit low, ball 1. There's that breaking ball again in the strike zone, evens the count at 1-1. Crosetti singled his first time up today, but then hit into a double play to end the top of the 4th. Bennett drops down a little bit on that delivery. Wind picking up just a little bit again. Breaking ball down low, 3-1 now on Crosetti. Fastball misses. That'll put runners at first and second with 2 away. And again, giving the Mustangs an opportunity to cut into their 5-run deficit. Here's the DH, Luke Blackman.
For 5, Luke Blackman.
Blackman 0 for 2 today. Up and away. Pickoff play at second base. Nice job by CJ to get there and keep it from going out into center field. Again, a nice job by Logan Grant behind the plate to keep it in front. 2-0 the count. Bennett struggling a little bit with his control over the last couple of batters. Trying to work out of this spot in the top of the 6th. Blackman with 9 runs batted in on the year for the Mustangs. Step off, looking the runner back to second base. Chopped on the ground. Brendan Luther has to go into the hole. He'll go to second base in time to retire the runner. And on the fielder's choice, the side is retired. Brendan Luther all over the diamond. A couple of nice backhand planes today. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. The Mustangs have left multiple runners on over each of the last 3 innings. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, score remains Bellevue 5, Morningside nothing. 8 total left on in the game for Morningside. Bellevue with 6 runners left on. Who's making all that noise over there?
He ain't heard nothing yet.
Uh-oh. Bellevue Athletic Director Ed Lahotek threatening me. Shame on y'all.
Doing the best I can.
Ed, Adam, Bill, Simon, and me, Mick Krupski, here in the press box today, bringing this broadcast your way. Thanks for joining us today. We invite you to come on back Thursday and Friday as the Bruins will host a series against Dickinson State. That series originally scheduled for North Dakota. Bruins will be the visiting team, but it'll be played here at Brown Park, so that means we'll bring the games to you. Coming up. Speaking of coming up, here's Anthony Lynn coming to the plate. Bellevue's right fielder, 1 for 2 today. That one's hit hard to center field, but tracked down, moving to the right field side out there. Brian Garcia will make the catch. Another ball hit well, but the play made for the out. Here's Tyler Monroe.
That's the hitter, number 2, Tyler Monroe.
Monroe has scored 2 of the Bellevue 5 runs. He doubled and reached on a fielder's choice. Doing a nice job hitting out of the 9-hole, filling that DH spot. Joe Harris misses away in his 2nd inning of work. Working from the first base side of the rubber, Monroe tries to bunt his way on, but sends it back to the screen. Off the outside edge, 2-1. Monroe, a Lincoln, Nebraska native. He last played prior to Bellevue at the University of Central Arkansas. Line hard, a nice glove stop at first base by Aiden Bishop. He'll grab it and head to the base. 3 unassisted on the play for Morningside. Another ball. Both balls hit well in the inning, but both at Morningside fielders. So we've completed 3 times through the order for the Bellevue Bruins. 4th time through for leadoff hitter Jake Lacey. Upstairs. Lacey 2 for 3 today. A 2-run home run and a single. His last time up, he scored 2 runs as well. So Monroe with 2 runs, Lacey with 2 runs, Takumi Mieno, the other run for Bellevue. 5 total. Quick math. Harris misses up. 3-0 the count on Lacey. Did a great job of getting on in that leadoff spot in this weekend's doubleheader, back-to-back doubleheaders against Valley City. He was on, I think it was 80% of the time. The 3-1 pitch from Joe Harris. Swung on and missed off the cut fastball. So count will run full. Fouled back. We'll do it again. Harris shakes his head in agreement with the signal and delivers a pitch, and it's low. And Jake Lacey once again will be on base 3 out of 4 times today as he draws the 2-out walk.
That in the second spot.
Next up for the Bruins, the catcher, Logan Grant. Again, the Mustangs play Grant to pull, shortstop right near the second base bag. That's Ryan Kilbasa. Second baseman Odell swung around closer to the right field line. Want to know the count on Grant. Logan 1 for 3 thus far today. That one's hit well to center field. Garcia, however, has it tracked, and he'll catch it for the end of the inning. The Bruins, no runs, no hits. There were no errors and one man left on base. 6 innings in the book. We're 2/3 of the way through this one. The Bellevue Bruins lead it by a score of 5-0 over the visiting Morningside Mustangs. Happy St. Joseph's Day, everybody. The Irish celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Polish and several other Eastern European countries, celebrating St. Joseph's Day. You wear green on St. Patrick's Day, and on St. Joseph's Day, you wear red.
Right-handed pitcher, number 18, Jace Wessels.
New pitcher for the Bellevue Bruins to help celebrate this St. Joseph's Day. Jace Wessels, the 6'2 junior out of Clarkston, Washington. So back-to-back Washingtonians on the mound. So Jace, J-A-C-E, Jace, not Jake, Wessels. This is the 5th appearance on the season for Wessels. He's thrown a total of 3 innings, has allowed 4 hits, has struck out 5, and has walked none. A 6.00 earned run average thus far in this 2024 season. Jace Wessels will be facing the 8-9-1 part of the order for Morningside. Here is center fielder Brian Garcia. Garcia made 2 putouts in the last half inning on defense.
Brian Garcia.
Trying to start things off on offense in the 7th. Top of the strike zone on the fastball. Called strike 1. Wessels can run it up there pretty quickly. That pitch upstairs, 1-1. Can get it to around 90 miles an hour. Fouled out of play by Garcia. Garcia doubled his last time up, but was thrown out trying to advance at third base on the ground ball by the next batter. Swung on and missed. Little movement on that fastball. The strikeout. 1 up, 1 down, 1 struck out by Jace Wessels. Next up for the Mustangs is second baseman Jacob Odell. One final time, we'll give out that text message number if you are considering joining us via the text. 402, good pop on that fastball, maybe even low 90s. Don't have a jug gun in front of me, I'm just speculating. 402-515-7654. Strike 2 pitch. Odell behind in the count. He's 0 for 2 today. Top of the order awaits on deck for Morningside. Missing away on a waste pitch, now 1-2. Goodbye. Nice movement on that slider for the strikeout looking. And Odell a little confused as to the count, but that was strike 3. Top of the order, here's Aiden Bishop.
The first baseman, Aiden Bishop.
Bishop 1 for 3. Singled his last time up in the 5th inning. Wessels goes right to work with the fastball. Strike 1 called. Bishop, a Lincoln, Nebraska kid, so a couple of Lincolnites on the field today. Mentioned that Tyler Monroe from Bellevue is from Lincoln. A couple other guys from the Lincoln area, down around Norris. Again, the slider. And Bishop comes up empty. Wessel's just been pretty dominant against the batters he has faced thus far. Off-speed pitch in the zone. 3 up, 3 down, all via the K's. Jace Wessel and Logan Grant shake hands as they come off the diamond. A dominating top of the 7th inning by Wessels. 3 up, 3 down. Bellevue fans, many of you know Bellevue University is building a new athletic facility, new field house on the Bellevue campus. Ground was broken last spring. They anticipate opening it up this coming spring, March of 2025, Ed Lahotek informs me. And if you haven't seen it yet, on YouTube, the university has just put out a new updated video. Has some artist drawing. It has some of the time lapse of the building under construction thus far, some interviews with some of the coaches and players. So if you haven't seen it yet, I think it was just posted yesterday or the day before. So it's worth your time to see. It only takes a couple of minutes, but it does a nice job of showing you what the future is in store for Bellevue volleyball, Bellevue basketball, and all the athletes in terms of the weight facility and everything there too. So about a year from now, Joe Harris back to the mound for his 3rd inning of work for Morningside. First baseman Alec Ackerman will lead things off for the home team in the bottom of the 7th inning. Alec, he's having a day. Single, double, 2 RBIs, a 3-for-3 day for the Bruin first baseman. Breaking ball for a called strike 1. All right, Major League Baseball can't do the shift anymore, but college it's still allowed. 3 fielders on the left side of the field for Ackerman. First baseman Aiden Bishop, only infielder on the right side, and that's where Alec goes. A 4-for-4 day. He beats the shift. Hit it off the end of the bat and squibbed it out into right field, but Alec Ackerman with the silver sombrero, 4 hits on the day.
Back in the cleanup spot, left fielder Steven Elksner.
Having a little conversation with associate head coach Mitch Schmidt over at first base. Everything else he hit today was a rocket. That one a squibber off the end of the bat, but it counts just the same. Here's left fielder Steven Elsner.
Men's basketball coach Lucas Gabriel.
0-2 on the day for Elsner with a walk.
Yeah.
Is he here?
Yep.
Men's basketball coach Lucas Gabriel in the ballpark today. Congrats to Coach Gabriel and the men's basketball team. They won the North Star Athletic Association Conference Tournament and qualified for the NAIA men's basketball opening round. Unfortunately, they drew a tough seed against Langston University and lost, but again, tip of the cap for winning another conference crown. 1-1 the count to Elsner. Shows bunt, pulls it back, but over the outside corner for the called strike. Bellevue obviously not afraid to show bunt or try bunt with anybody in the order. Now 1-2. Won't be bunting here is a safe assumption. 2-2 on a pitch down low. And now Dwayne Monlux pulls his lineup card out of his back pocket. I think we're going to have a pinch runner for Alec Ackerman at first base. The pinch runner for the Bruins will be number 12, Bryce Zimmer.
Running at first base for Bellevue, number 12, Bryce Zimmer.
All right, so count remains 2-2 on Elsner. Zimmer now the pinch runner at first. Line hard down the third base line. A great stop by the third baseman, but he will not be able to make a play. A diving stop on a two-hopper down the line. Eddie Brancato with the glove stop. But Steven Elsner will get a base hit. Zimmer advancing to second. And shortstop Brendan Luther will step in.
And the fifth spot for Bellevue, the shortstop, Brendan Luther.
Luther, a 1 for 3 days so far. He shows bunt, puts it up the third base line in a perfect spot. Brancato comes in from third base to make the play. A sacrifice, 5-3 on the putout. Excellent bunt by Brendan Luther. He'll get congratulatory slaps on the back from his teammates as he heads back to the dugout. As the Bruins execute the sacrifice, Morningside will bring the infield in as Nick Grade steps up to the plate for the Bruins. 2 runs in the second, 3 runs in the fourth. That's the body of scoring for Bellevue so far. The pitch from Harris stays inside, ball 1. Action in the Morningside bullpen, a right-hander throwing down there. Foul out of play, 1-1 the count. Gray trying to get something in the air to the outfield here to score at least 1 run. Or a base hit with an opportunity to possibly score 2. Bryce Zimmer at third, Steve Elsner the runner at second. Nick Grade at the plate. Shows bunt, the Bruins execute the suicide squeeze. And it'll turn into an infield single as Nick Grade hustling his way down the bag. By the time the Mustangs got the ball over there, Nick Grade was there, so credit him with a run batted in and a base hit. Now 6-0 our score.
And in the 7th spot for Bellevue, second baseman.
So in this first and third situation, C.J. Townsend steps to the plate looking for his first hit of the afternoon. That'll force Morningside to play a more conventional defense. Second baseman Odell right by the bag. Shortstop Ryan Kielbasa pulled way into the hole. Again, the Bruins show bunt. This time, however, it's fouled at the plate. Townsend with a long look down to head coach Twain Monlex in the third base coaching box. Who knows, CJ could be a coach someday. Today he's a player trying to execute for the home team. The 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball in the zone, strike 2. Joe Harris shakes off the first suggestion from his catcher, Jason Willers. Now he has a pitch he wants. Tries to run the fastball, but way wide. Crowd has gotten a little bit bigger this afternoon as the day has gone on. Not exactly standing room only, but those here enjoying a 6-0 lead by the Bruins. C.J. Townsend up the middle. Kielbasa throws a dive but can't get it. So the first hit of the afternoon for C.J. Townsend is an RBI single. And the Bruins lead it by a score of 7-0. So the Bruins have put up crooked numbers in 3 innings today to take that 7-0 lead. Grade advancing to second on the play as Steven Elsner scores that run. Next up, right fielder Anthony Lind. 7 runs on 14 hits for the Bruins. And we'll have a visit to the mound from catcher Jason Willers to talk to Joe Harris, his pitcher. Don't know if it's just kind of a delaying tactic to give the bullpen a little extra time. Everybody's looking over that way, so it's obvious that's what it is. Still no movement from the dugout from head coach Adam Boovey. And they're just on cue. He was waiting for me to call his name, I guess. Here comes Coach Boovey. And the rest of the infield will have a party on the pitcher's mound. It looks like we're going to have a pitcher's change as Joe Harris's day is done after 2 1/3 innings. Mason Heimer started. Josh Pratt came in next. Tiago Sanchez, each of them threw 1 inning. Joe Harris with 2 1/3, and now this 5th call to the bullpen. Number 34. Chance Nolan is the next pitcher.
Brother of Kate. Cross.
Chance Nolan, a senior pitcher from Menifee, California.
Number 34, Chance Nolan.
So I'll go way out on a limb here, and since Cade Nolan is also from Menifee, California, and I'll assume they're brothers. Thank you, Simon. Chance Nolan, this is his 5th appearance on the season. He's thrown 2 complete innings, has allowed 2 hits, struck out 2, a 9.00 earned run average. All right, the pitching change. Your new pitcher, warm-up pitcher, gets 8 warm-up tosses when they come into the game. Fun fact to know and tell. Two runs in the second for Bellevue, 3 runs in the 4th, now 2 more thus far in the 7th. As we're back to the action as Anthony Lynn steps in. He's the first man to be faced by Chance Nolan. Chance, a senior, Cade, a sophomore. The Nolan brothers out of Menifee, California. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses up. The 2 runs in will be charged to Joe Harris. The 2 men on base are also his responsibility. Good pop on the fastball, a swing and the miss by Lind. Monroe on deck, then the top of the order. Single, single, sacrifice, single, single. The Bruins' body of work on offense in this inning. Lynn shows bunt, pulls it back. Home plate umpire said on the outside, black, strike 2. These two teams split the 2-game series last year. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lynn. Nolan looks in, looks the runner back. Lynn fouls it out of play.
East-West Baseball.
Again, a foul out of play, same direction. These two teams will meet once again later in the season, April 16th in Sioux City at Mercy One Ballpark at Lewis and Clark Field, home of the Sioux City Explorers, minor league team in the Independent American Association. Breaking ball, misses low and away. Count goes full now to Bruin right fielder Anthony Lind. Payoff pitch, runners go, foul back to the net. They'll have to return, and we'll do it again. Just one out in the inning, so the runners don't have to go here, but they're trying to get a good jump. Pretty good speed on the bases with Nick Grade and C.J. Townsend. Element of surprise is gone now, but let's see if they do it again. Full count, one out. Second baseman Jacob Odell trying to keep the lead runner a little bit closer, and they're on the run. And it's wide, so the ball four walk. They'll get the base anyway. So now Grade at third, Townsend at second, Lind at first, and the batter will be Tyler Monroe.
Now to play for Bellevue.
Monroe 1 for 3 today.
Monroe.
His hit was a double back in the second inning. Little jam job, fouled over to the third base side. Bruins using a lot of different guys in that DH spot. Last weekend we saw Bryce Zimmer do it. Again, this time hit hard opposite way, but foul. Nick Johnstone saw some time there. Today it's Tyler Monroe. Monroe holds off on that pitch out of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and two. This will complete the 4th time through the order for the Bellevue squad. Chopper foul, first base side. Karams off the protective screen in front of the Bruin bench. Missed inside, no advance by the base runners, however. Full count now. Bases loaded, so nowhere to put the batter Monroe. Pitcher Chance Nolan with 1 out, trying to deliver a strike here. He does hit down the left field side. That is going to be a foul ball. About 5 feet into foul territory. Well, the runners will return to their respective bases, and we'll do it all over again. 3 and 2, 1 out. Bellevue trying to open this one up, leading 7-0. Not sure if we're doing 10-run rule today or not. If the Bruins do play 3, they would have the 10-run rule, 10-run lead here in the 7th. And that one plunks the batter, Tyler Monroe, right on the backside. It's a hard-earned RBI that way. He'll head down to first base. Nick Grade will come across to score. C.J. Townsend down to third. Anthony Lynn to second. And the Bruins now with an 8-0 lead. Back to the top of the order for the Bruins, and now their 5th time through the lineup. Center fielder Jake Lacey. 2 hits and a walk in 4 plate appearances for Jake. Jake came into today's action hitting .360. His batting average has gone up several points with those 2 hits. Upstairs on the fastball. Chance Nolan on the mound for the Morningside Mustangs. 5th pitcher of the day through the first 7 innings. Line back to the netting. Karem's back right near home plate umpire Jeff Kopecki, who simply puts it back in his pouch. One ball, 1 strike count. Breaking ball coming up over the top of the press box and out of play. Nolan, a couple of shakes on the first signals put down by his battery mate. Wilmer sets up outer half, breaking ball. Foul out of play, right side. Three runs already across in the inning for the Bruins. Bases loaded, 1 out. Chance for more damage. Chopper up the middle. Kielbasa, the shortstop, gloves it, tries to flip it to second base, not in time. 1 run scores on the play, another one comes around. And that'll be a 10-0 lead for the home team Bruins. And yes, we are playing the 10-run rule today. Credit Jake Lacey with an infield single and a run batted in on that play. That scored C.J. Townsend. On the missed flip, Anthony Lynn comes all the way around from third base to score the 10th run of the game. And our final score, the Bellevue Bruins 10 and the Morningside Mustangs nothing. The shutout for the Bruins, 10 runs on 15 hits, no errors for the Bruins. No runs on 7 hits and 1 error for the Morningside Mustangs. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins are now 16-9 overall. With the loss, the Morningside Mustangs drop to 15-9. Again, we want to remind you we'll be back on the air Thursday morning, 10 o'clock Central Time, as the series against the Dickinson State Blue Hawks has been moved to John Stella Field at Brown Park. 10 a.m. doubleheader on both Thursday and Friday as we try to get the series in because of the inclement weather up in North Dakota. Winning pitcher for the Bellevue Bruins will be the starter, Parker McMahon. He goes 2 innings. He left with a 2-0 lead, and the Bellevue Bruins continue their winning ways at John Stella Field at Brown Park. Now a perfect 5-0 here on the 2024 season. The teams shake hands down on the field, and we will leave you at that for today. Thanks again to everybody for listening in on this beautiful spring day in Omaha. We'll be back on Thursday and Friday for more Bellevue Baseball. That's it for me. That's it from here. Mick Krupski signing off on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Enjoy the rest of your day.